Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have the pleasure of being your host this evening. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the show. 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 The show.
Bullshit. Now, do you want to have a format, or are we just going to?
I say we just get into it. Yeah, I'm going to get into it. Yeah.
So, we're going to do the.
Yeah, first off.
I'm sorry, it's first.
Yeah, let's get that out the way.
Sol Dout got to apologize for it.
Yeah, there's a couple of gaps. What was his name?
John Lewis.
John Lewis. Yeah, I said
Not
John
Mr.
Lewis.
Clark. You get the whole show calling the man John Lewis?
I totally did.
The whole segment.
The whole segment.
We were wondering, like, what was his name?
I said, is it Joe Clark or John Lewis or
Yeah,
John?
we jacked up his name a lot.
Yeah, I fucked up that man's name so many times.
Yeah,
We missed your luck.
he's an icon, so sorry.
Yeah.
But this isn't the show yet, so.
Yeah. I'll probably put it in right now. I don't know yet. Just let it ride. You Captain doubled down, you know. Nobody apologizes anymore for anything.
For everything, right?
Yeah. Then the whole Kanye West thing too.
Yeah, we didn't get the whole conversation.
Yeah,
He wasn't just wild out. He got emotional, and he was actually said some stuff that made some sense. But of course, it didn't get reported.
Yeah, you know what?
They want to make him look stupid.
Yeah, that's the
He's
thing.
supported Trump once in his life. So now, no, he can't be anything except for anything now.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm gonna have to start doing is like actually looking at the entire story. I'm not gonna look at sound bites anymore. That's just
Or headlines. Can't do that.
Can't.
Or hearsay, because everyone's got their slant.
Yeah, man. The whole you missed out on the whole Nick Cannon talk. You catch up on? You saw that?
Yeah, we talked about reasons why there could definitely have been some black Hebrews.
Oh, as a matter of fact,
Yeah, we talked about how Jacob had the 4 wives.
Yeah.
And Gary said, "I'm black to me." 4 baby mamas.
Yeah,
But you did.
I did. Yeah, he probably did, man. Yeah. And the whole thing is like, if we saw the aftermath of that, McKinnon actually had a show with a rabbi talking about it. But to me, that whole thing was mainly about the Jewish guy really just wanted to talk. Well, the rabbi really wanted to talk about why Farrakhan is bad, evil.
That you
kind
want
of
to talk about
anti-Semitism. Not necessarily that Nick was wrong or right or anything like that.
He just wanted to get a platform himself.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. Like I met Farrakhan. I think I said this before, but
I didn't know that.
I didn't meet him. I saw him.
Did they mark that name out?
No, I did not do
What
that.
kids is that?
Nah, but I did see him speak, and to me, I don't really gravitate toward religious talk or anything like that, but it was a packed house in there, man.
Was that at Warren?
Yeah, when I went to Morehouse, yeah. He was actually at some church somewhere, and I was trying to study up on a bunch of religions and everything like that. Just it was right before I was like, 100% atheist, I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, so I checked out Farrakhan, and I was like, oh, very powerful speaker. Ooh, man, these guys are dupe though. That was it. But to me, if you find something out of it, like where you can benefit from it though, whatever religion that you choose, and you benefit from it, cool, whatever. Just not me.
I got you.
Yeah, so anyway. Cool.
A little more time.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be waiting for it. Well, when Jesus come back,
I still felt like a while ago.
Well, I won't be here. So when do you want to open up?
Oh, we can open up now. Like I said, man, we just doing some pre-show.
Yeah, pre-show.
Yeah. This is some good stuff that like to.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about a little bit of finance today. Like, it actually leads into what you wanted to talk about today, Luck. Luck's gonna talk us through what is 401ks and pensions, and while we're all doomed, he's actually basing it off of one of my teachers, Rich Dad Poor Dad himself.
Oh, that is the guy.
Yeah, that's him. What is it? Robert Kiyosaki. I'm messing up names. I'm terrible with names, y'all. I got to forgive me for that.
As you'll see.
I know his name is Robert. That's all I remember. It's Robert Kiyosaki or Robert
Kiyosaki.
I had it right. Yeah. So you want to talk us through that?
We didn't welcome him. We didn't welcome him.
Yeah.
Oh, do we got to do intros every time? Everybody knows who we are. It's episode 3.
I wouldn't.
All right, fine. Sol Dout. Look.
I'm Aaron.
Aaron Van God, we got to do this every time?
Well, it's only
We don't
like,
have to,
you know,
no.
since, you know.
We don't have
I
to.
mean,
Now,
I
we
mean,
stay black.
I literally have my name on my shirt this time. So
What you
Well, you didn't give me my shirt. I didn't get my shirt in the Amazon.
But what you had to discuss today?
I want to talk about being entrepreneurs, running your own business, that kind of thing. And to me, what was going on with that falls in line with what he was talking about.
They would talk about it a little bit like, hey, you gotta find some different streams just in case.
Because like one of the things that he always says though,
Mhm.
he says savers and losers. Like, and I can see
Savers?
savers and losers. That's what
Of
he always
course.
says. Yeah. Yeah.
But this is, I would say, with Robert Kiyosaki's philosophy is something that I was, I guess, brought about even from my own mother, you know, at one time. Just, you know, when you're young, you really ain't listening. Somewhere down the line, you kind of take hold to it. But, I mean, I agree. Like I said, you have money in the savings account, it's just sitting there. It's idle.
It's
Yeah,
not
doing
getting any
nothing
kind
for
of
you. Right, not doing
the
nothing
interest
for you.
rates. He talked about how that's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. So what is it doing? Just sitting there collecting dust, and you know, inflation happens. So you know,
Being used by the
and
banks.
because of in the past, you know, banks used to offer a high interest rate, and quote unquote baby boomers back in their day, so to say, they that's how they made most of their money. You know, where they can go leave something in an account, you know, earn it X amount of interest or a CD for a minimal amount of time. You don't have to actually leave it over time. They can make 10-12%.
The time machine.
And that was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was in the 90s. Trust me, I'm gonna tell you now.
I was there, man.
Back in my day,
I should have did that. I wasn't
we had one of those.
yeah.
I was a kid.
Dang, 12%.
We need a flux capacitor. We need to go back.
God. Yeah, that's
That's the rest of the night.
I'm just for the rest
It's like
of
point something.
yeah, it's not even a percent anymore,
I
really.
got a CD when I came back from Iraq. I got a CD with, and it was a good interest rate. It was like 2 or something percent. That was like high.
Yeah. So think about it. About your own folks. Did your own folks ever kind of go over with you about financing, banking? You know, what would be, ideal for you to put your money in?
Yeah, I mean, with my folks, not so much. It was more about getting a good job, saving up for retirement, and things like that. So I didn't really learn much about investing
Right.
until like maybe 2.5 years ago. And then that's when I started looking in the stock market, things like that. Like, I actually wanted to get into it back in like 2011, 2012. Like, I went to a financial planner, and I was like, hey man, like, you know, my whole thing was that I really want to invest in this company called Tesla. I mean, they got a lot of this cool stuff going on right now. They got some electric car coming out, and it's only like $11 a share, like right now. And guess what he told
You
me?
bought how many shares?
Well, he told me not to do it.
He's fired.
Yeah, he got fired.
That's another thing of mine about listening to a financial planner. They want to do what's best for them. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily me.
Exactly right. Like, so, I mean, I love those apps like Robinhood.
Yeah.
I use that. I mean,
The brokerage account.
brokerage account. Like, you can make it, like, the matter of fact, I can learn about the stuff for myself, figure out who I want to invest in, things like that. That is, I think if I had that back in 2010, 2012, I wouldn't even talk to a financial planner.
So what is Robinhood? Can you explain that a little bit?
It's essentially a way that you can buy and sell your own stocks online. So you can just look up whatever companies you want, figure out what you want to buy, what you want to sell, and just set it up. It's actually pretty easy, man. So, I mean, it doesn't take much to learn it, but to master it, you know, you got to figure out like all the little verbiage that they use and things like that. But you can look all that stuff up. Start an account, and the cool thing about it, if you sign up for it, they give you a stock. Yeah.
Like your own stock. Or you got
Well, they'll like randomize whatever you, stock, and they'll like give you one. And I ended up getting one share of Microsoft.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah. For me personally, my dad talked to me about kind of some financial things, a little bit about stewardship and being smart with their money. Not so much about investing and things like that. I'm kind of like what Sol Dout was saying. Once I became an adult, I started to learn or at least hear more about that because not a lot of folks talk about that when they're young. We're invincible when we're young. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, it's true. It's like, when we were making all this, like, I'm not gonna say we were making a lot of money with the kids, but like, when you have whenever you have like, little jobs that we had, like I worked at Best Buy, grocery stores or whatnot like that, $15 an hour. And you thought that was like, oh snap, I got it, and you're fine. You just burn a hole right in your pocket. Like, we would buy speakers. I know all of us, I had like my truck rattling and stuff like that, and cool. And then I look at it now, like, where's that stuff at now?
Right.
Yeah.
I think for myself, it's kind of similar to like a story that my mother would tell me, and kind of the same philosophies, where she said that when she was a kid, when someone would give her money, like for example, somebody give her $20 bill, she'd always think, well, how can I double it? How can I turn this 20 into 40? How can I turn this 40 into 60? So when I was younger in high school, one of the things I would hang my hat on is I started out being inspired by an entrepreneur. That's it. My idol, I grew up as I'm my own child, but my idol was Master P.
Yeah.
So when people, I wanted to be a hip hop artist. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted to be the artist. I wanted to be the owner, the CEO.
Yeah.
So my thing was, okay, if I start a company, all right, how can I retain as much money as I can? So my mind was already geared there. Had no idea. But it made me think about it as I got older is what was my investor DNA at that point in time. And I kind of looked into that, and I was there. But, of course, a thing called life happens, and you got things that come into play. You got kids, or you got bills, or there's stuff that you want, and you're not acknowledging the fact, okay, I'm going to go, as you said, earn this paycheck, and I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay, but am I getting any return from it? That's not what you're thinking about.
Can I afford it? Which is one step ahead of many people.
Yeah.
But still, it's not the smartest thing.
Nah, I mean, there's one concept that always blows, that comes to mind about that is like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term delayed gratification.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I've learned over the years that not necessarily having to have it now, right? But earning it, getting it, and then like, okay, I got it. Do I really need it? Okay, can I get something better with it? Like, is it necessary? Like, what can I do to build on something? Like, is it gonna help you build? Like, you gotta think about whatever you purchase. Is it gonna help me generate more of a revenue stream, or is it just gonna simply like deplete my account? Two different things. Like, a lot of people think buying a house is something that, you do to, put money in your pocket.
No one's how long you can stay there.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors in that.
Yes.
And my whole thing is like, no one's ever gotten wealthy off of the house that they live in. Now,
real estate,
it's a liability.
Yeah, it's a liability.
It's a liability.
Yeah, and so unless you rent out rooms or something like that, or what do they call that? Where they have people Airbnb, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's essentially costing you money for like 30 years. That's not an asset; it's a liability.
Right.
So yeah, two different things. But people right off the top always say that. Oh yeah, get a house, get equity and stuff like that.
It happens, but it's not the best way or the only way.
So kind of like where we at right now, how do you feel about just the art of saving at this point in time? Since 2020, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Should we be saving?
Are you asking me or asking the group?
No, I'm overall. I mean, this is a conversation. I mean, I'm gonna have my input as well. Well, how do you feel about since we're talking about saving? Is it a good thing? Is it a right time? Is it a wrong time?
Like in terms of stock, I'm not buying anything right now. I'm holding on to what I got. That's with the stock thing. And in terms of like my bank accounts and things like that, I think now's the time to start my own stuff. Like,
What do you mean start my own stuff?
like businesses and things like that. Like, so right now it's like, everything is like really slow right now. I have a job. I mean, I'm not unemployed or anything like that, but like this is the time right now to really focus in, and like if you want to build something, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And then when everything starts to pick up again, you be ready. That's why.
I agree. I'd
Is
say
that what you
I'm
think?
guessing though. Saving enough to where you can survive a little bit, but also I agree with what you were saying. So that now is definitely the time to start, because first of all, we have more time, and your focus kind of gets, if you're able to, you can focus a little bit better when you are stressed sometimes, depending on the person, or when you're kind of forced to focus on something, like with a pandemic, you can't do as much things as you would normally do.
Yeah.
A lot of people are starting, giving in, or learning more about their dreams or their aspirations, and actually get into it, which is kind of inspiring. I know that you are. I know I am as well. So that's a silver lining or a good thing about what's going on right now.
So what do you think? I'm really interested. Like saving.
So one thing, my bad. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, what do you think about, like, in this environment, saving? Like, how important that is versus, like, trying to go for, where you're trying to go for. Is it like, you want to hold on to what you got, or you want to try to, like, push forward for what you want, for what you're trying to do?
So I think kind of like what you're saying here. So what's the rule of thumb? I think if some of us have heard this before and some of us haven't, is that in your savings, especially what I like to call reserve, is that you want to at least hold at least 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses. Okay, so you want to have that there.
Yeah.
What we're seeing at this point in time, especially with the number of unemployment, is because 73% of the population do not even have $400 in their savings account. They've been living paycheck to paycheck this entire time.
Yeah.
So there was, as you see, an importance for savings.
Yeah.
You're not just seeing that as far as economically with individuals, with families, but you're also seeing it with businesses. That's why you're seeing so many businesses close down.
Yeah.
They didn't have any money on reserve.
Yeah. Everything's based off of credit. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
So you're seeing a lot of that shut down. So in areas, like I said, I think there should be a certain amount of money allocated towards emergencies. If something was to happen, God forbid something was to happen.
Money that you don't touch.
Right, money that you don't touch. You still add to it, you know what I'm saying? But for emergency purposes. Now, on the other hand, after you're done paying your bills, of course, you know what I'm saying, you have a surplus of a little bit of cash left over. What do you do with it? Just like you just said, this is a phenomenal time to go out and, hey, it's slow. What is my interest? What is my investor DNA? What is it that I like to do?
Yep.
And you should only invest in things that you know.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Things that you know, things that spark your interest.
Yep.
And if anything, if the first thing that does spark your interest, it should be you. So invest in you.
Yep.
That's where it starts. You know?
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Dang. Man. Shit got real.
I get kind of passionate behind it because, like I said, what's going on in society today, and it all kind of ties in together because you see folks, and I'm sorry if I'm getting kind of political, and I'm trying to say that I'm standing on your ends. Yeah, you might want to slide left or slide right, but and I get to the point where I see folks where you're down, you don't have enough cash flow, you didn't save enough money, but then you're unemployed. Of course, you file for unemployment. They actually give you they allocate a certain amount of money on top of what you were making.
Yeah.
But you have your hand out as you expect it to be happening for you. You expect them to give it to you.
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't get.
Yeah, and I know there's some people. I know some folks out there who, they got the unemployment check and things like that, and what they don't realize is that that's gonna go away.
Right.
And then, like, once that go away, and everything clears up, it is gonna clear up.
Yeah.
The thing is that if you're not trying to work on getting your job now, like, let's just say you're unemployed right now.
While you're
Yeah, so the best thing that you can do while all this stuff's going on is get in somewhere. if you are an employee. Like if you got a job and things like that, now's the time to, you know, do what you gotta do, keep your job, things like that. If you want to move up, whatever, still. But now's the time to, like, you know, build. Like, and if you don't have a job, now's the time to recover right now. Don't wait until pandemic's over. You know, economy's opening back up. Everybody in their mom's looking for a job.
Right.
Okay. So right now, to me, it is it's not really an employer's market right now because, you know, they're trying to dial things back. But to me, it's really getting to that employees market where they can actually start looking for things that they want, things like that. Like, for example, like all of us, like, think about it. There's so many people. Man, I don't know. I kind of want to dial back on what I just said, but I'm gonna just hear me out here. So for one, think about it. There's so many people out there there's so many positions that are open, but what kind of positions are open? I wouldn't really say service jobs so much because that market is kind of like kind of going away a little bit. There's a lot of people who are sitting at home and things like that, but you do see more skilled positions that are opening up now. And usually, like when the economy is like really, really good and things like that, you know, employees, they got their choices. Like, you know, that's how people who may have a record show up, and they don't want to hire those guys, so they'll hire somebody else. But at this moment, I think those guys have a better shot, like people like that. Trust me, I'm not really good. Economy stuff is not really my strong suit, but that's what I would be thinking right now. Like, maybe not the server positions, things like that, like base level restaurant stuff, but looking beyond that, I see a lot of people hiring everywhere.
There's a lot of hiring going on. A lot of hiring that's been going on.
Yeah.
You know, per se, or folks interested in going out and getting employment is the other thing. You know what I'm saying? Or if there is employment, are you seeking the education or knowledge in order to get the job? Learning the skill set. Because if you don't have it, how can you obtain it?
That's true. Now, again, like when I'm
Depends
thinking
on the job, right?
yeah, because with me,
The job may depend on the person.
yeah. So for me, like I'm mid-level in my career, like to the point where I should probably go on for like management level positions, stuff like that, right? But you know, I also know another kicker is because so many people unemployed, wages are down too. Like, you know, I got a couple of phone calls. They were like, "Oh, I'll pay you this." I was like, "I'm not ready for that. Not quick." You know, I'm not doing a management level position and making only $50K. You can kick rocks.
So
You know, I was like, how much? Nah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's like you wasted.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Businesses in general, man, they'll never pay you what you really want.
Oh no, 100%. You'll never get rich working.
Because you know what I'm saying, but this, I mean, not just that, but a business will never pay you what you're worth, but a business will never be in business that did pay you what you're worth.
100%. They'll get you in as low as they can.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're not wrong on that. That's it, whether you're a government level employee or you work for you work for the government.
I use the word like that.
Yeah, but see, I think that ties right in. That ties right into what you're talking about. Is if you have that type of knowledge, knowing that, why not go into business for yourself?
Yeah, I mean,
control your own destiny.
Every person that I've definitely that like ended up doing high level corporate stuff, they always get out and they always try to go into business for themselves at the end of the day. Like, man, you'll find very little people who stay in the game for 30, 40, 50 plus years and then retire out of that company and like, oh, well, no, people either A, keep on moving from company to company until they're just done with it.
Scarcity. They're more so on security.
Yeah, they worry about security. They don't want to risk it.
All of it.
Yeah. And then you have some people that's like, man, I ain't made it to C-level stuff and I'm tired of this bullshit, I'm out. Yeah. I've seen people like that too.
And burnt out by the time they get to there. Like,
oh yeah.
But think of it, the entire system is set up for you to get burnt out at a certain point.
They're trying to burn you out. They're trying to.
I mean, we want to keep it all the way 100. We can take it all the way down to to the school system, the way this whole thing is designed and structured, basically is you're going to school to be an employee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not.
Your parents instilled in you information for you to go to school
To be an employee. Yeah.
all to be secured in a job, to go work for somebody else and build someone else's dream.
And that's the crazy thing about it. And at the long end of the day, when you work for somebody, and school's been trying to teach you this, they're like, oh yeah, you get a job, it's secure, blah blah blah. There is no such thing as job security.
Not anymore.
It's an illusion.
Boy,
It is 100% of an illusion. I know people who've been working for companies for 10 years, and then they just get laid off. Or they ask them to quit or whatever.
So here's the other kid. I'm sorry for cutting you. Here's the other kid. But when I have this discussion with somebody, and then someone who left one job and goes to the next, but then wants to come, I guess, express their feelings and say, well, I would have stayed at X, Y, Z amount if they would have did so and so for me.
No.
Motherfucker, look.
Their only job.
They look. As much as you over here butthurt about yourself, they didn't already replace your ass.
They didn't replace you and moved on.
Yeah.
And nowadays, a lot of the jobs that we thought would be more secure, I mean, think about, like, I'm in a clinical job, think about healthcare and everything. When this pandemic started, I thought, hey, people are always going to need, therapy or need clinical jobs. But the company that I used to work for, even their therapists, they furloughed or laid off. I'm like, I didn't think that would ever happen.
Yeah,
People are always
not essential.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So
thank God for my job.
what constitutes as essential? Like my job turned out to be essential, and I had no idea what was going to happen. Like I train people for a living. That's not
Essentially just a stamp they put on whatever they want to do.
Yeah, it's like I haven't stopped working. I got more work since all this crap happened. I don't know how that happened. It's like how the heck did I end up having to do more work in a pandemic? I don't know. And stuff like
Is it because you were working from home more? Because I hear people say, working from home, I'm doing a whole lot more.
That too.
Is that part of it?
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still go into the office now.
Right.
So for those that don't know, I mean, if you want to, you shed a little light on what is it that you actually do?
Okay. My day job, I'm a instructional designer and technical trainer. Essentially what I do is I build learning programs for online training. So, yeah.
That is essential.
There's a lot of online training going on. Don't bring up whatever.
Yeah. So I get why it's essential now. So I build online training for a living. And, when I used to tell people that, they were like, oh, that's nice, that's cool, because, people, they want to do the hands-on, face-to-face. I do that, too.
Right.
But since this pandemic happening, everybody in my boy got to learn crap online.
Yeah, you're booming right now, man.
Oh man, you know what though? I'm so mad at myself that I wasn't in business for myself doing this right now. Like with all these bids for jobs, I could have been doing.
You could have been created the next Zoom.
Yeah, I could have been. God, and the crazy thing is, like all the stuff that's happening with schools and stuff. My idea when I was a high school teacher, I was like, hey guys, why don't we just start making stuff online, like online programs, just for tutorial purposes. They didn't want to do it. This is back in 2006, 2014, 2015. And, before I got the job I got now, but it's like, dude, you do online training, you got kids who are struggling, they can just take the stuff at home, look at it, review it. It's hands off us, it's a lot of work on the front end, but on the back end, you have all this material.
All right, so let me ask you this. Who'd you tell that to?
I talked to the principal about it, and my department chair.
Okay. So with that idea, why did you put it down? Because you heard too many no's?
No, I didn't put it down at all. I just got a jump that let me do it.
Okay.
Outside
but something you said that was something that you were wanting to start on your own.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to find is if that's something you could start it on your own instead of going into someone else's company and doing that.
Oh.
You had to learn it first, like
well, one, the business end of it, so for me, I was always an educator from K through 12, that kind of teaching. So when you do technical training like I do now, it's a little bit different, same concept, different mindset.
Right.
So I had to learn the business end of it from that perspective. Teaching a kid is different than teaching an adult.
Yeah,
So from my whole perspective, it was like me trying to learn how that adult learning world function. Like what was the goals of essentially your stakeholders, like the managers, the VPs, the corporate folks, all all those guys. What do they want from these people? Then you gotta look at it from the perspective of you guys who are actually learning this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's their motivation? What are they trying to get? What do they already know?
Right.
When you teach a kid, it's like, all right, they gotta learn this stuff to take and pass the test. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, it's easier said than done, but my
The
goals
focus
is,
is.
that's my focus. I know what my goals are and stuff like that.
Right.
Different mindset. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing, but I just have to approach it different. So, I stopped teaching. I got into the corporate world doing that. And it was pretty much like learning the system, learning the game. Now I'm 5 years into it. I'm like, I could have done this right out of the gate. But you also got to think, a lot of people, when you think of a teacher, like K through 12 or whatever, what's the thing that they say? Those who do, and then those who can't teach, or something like that. So I had to think. I do go on job interviews, and people are like, "Oh, well, I see that you're a teacher and coach and stuff like that," kind of scoffing it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out I know more than about the stuff that they did.
Right.
So I'm like, well, you do this, and this, and this, and your group should be fine. I got hired. So versus
that goes to show that they don't. You have another higher level of thinking compared to what their mindset was already
We
in.
talked about that in our first show too, about how going to a job interview and not necessarily having to prove yourself and say, let me bring my stuff with me so I can,
And we'll do a show about job interviews and how to wow people and stuff like that. That'll be another topic for the. But long story short, if you ever go into an interview and you come in with a plan of action and stuff on how you want to accomplish stuff, and they like it, you're usually in. And unless they feel like you're gonna step on their toes and take their job, that's a different thing.
Right.
So let me ask you this thing on top of that. And, with your current job, do you intend to retire? You intend to stay there?
No.
And why is that?
Every job I think of is for a limited time only.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, no job, like you said before, is going to pay you what you want. Mm-hmm. The only way to get close to that is do one or two things. Open a business for yourself, or just keep moving up at different companies. You have to monkey branch. Only two things that you possibly do. Some people like that job security.
Okay. So let me ask you, are you financially in a position where you can get up and leave?
No.
And why would you say that? Is there a figure that you feel that needs to be what it needs to be for you financially to say, okay, I have to go?
I know that I can go get a job tomorrow, like doing what I do. So I'm securing that feeling, but just say stop doing what I'm doing, not work for another company, and build the stuff that I want to get done. There's no figure that I can think of making what I make that I wouldn't have to wait X amount of years to do. Like I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, in my back pocket somewhere.
Right.
Okay, so you have did you come in 401k?
Yep.
Okay. You just threw a figure out there. I mean, are you anywhere near that in your 401k?
Not with my.
Because technically that means you have something near that to where you can be able to do it.
I won't be able to. Well, there's a couple things with the teacher pension and.
Yeah, they have the TRS, don't they?
Yeah, I got that TRS, which is crap, and then.
I had that when I worked for the university.
All right, so I know what he's doing. I'm like, yeah, he's leading me to something else. This is gonna be good. I like this one. I know what it is too.
I'm trying to walk it there, right? I got you.
Yeah. I knew exactly what he's gonna say. I was like, wait, I know what he's talking about. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and fight. I'm gonna go ahead and fight. Just because it's phenomenal. It's a great idea. It's essentially betting on yourself, really, what it is. Instead of letting freaking Wall Street gamble your stuff. But you know what? Tell him what he.
So basically, what we're kind of segueing into is something where I kind of stumbled across where I'll admit, even for myself, I have ambitions, I have dreams, and just like we've already spoken about, is that this is a phenomenal time to jump out there and invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Now, being that what's going on with the economy at this point in time, I don't feel secure about even the company that I'm in because they could also be going through some dire times as well.
Wow.
So I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at it and it's like, okay, well, with the way the government is, if they're going to do a bailout, bail the company out, great. Maybe they feel like my company might feel like, okay, cool, we're fine. But what if, like I said, all I can do is secure myself, think about myself. What if they don't get bailed out? Then what are they going to do? It's something that actually happened. We haven't seen it in America, but it's actually happened in another country. What if they do a bail-in? Okay? Now, me, what a bail-in is, and me, I work for a financial institution. Let's say, for instance, okay, if we have enough people within the economy, is one, you quit paying your credit cards, you quit paying on your loans and everything. Now you don't have any surplus of money coming through. Remember, business is all about cash flow,
right?
Money that's flowing through. Yeah. Basically, when you put your money into an account, all they're doing, because the bank, in all actuality, doesn't have money. It's your money that got put into the account that they gonna take and loan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're doing. So when stuff starts evolving and moving around, oh shit, hey, the money ain't flowing in and we don't have enough to loan. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bank's like, oh, hey, we need help. Government, we need help. Well, sorry, we can't help y'all. Well, shit, where are we gonna get the money? So, hey, don't y'all got money in y'all account?
Yeah.
Bail in.
Yeah.
So we gonna go come take that. Yeah, they gonna go take that.
They'll come
Same thing that would happen with your company.
Yep.
Since when they start hurting, they start going through growing pains, and then if it's not enough money for them to be bailed out, well, guess what?
They're gonna start looking at you.
They're gonna start looking at you, and one of the first things they're gonna go right towards is your pension and your 401k. And I'll be goddamn. Because how you're going to feel is, well, hell, I done worked this hard for it. It's moved around with me. Hell, if I even only been with this company for only, 1 or 2 or 3 years, this money that actually has come over from somewhere else. And you mean to tell me within this company you're going to take my funds?
Yeah, I sure will.
I think not.
Yeah.
So if what I'm saying is, you would have to make the decision whether or not, because yes, those funds are taxed going in, is whether or not, hey, am I going to take this hit now or later, or figure out, because if you're smart enough, think about where is it within the law where I can go in and I can remove these funds. Well, there is actually, I'm sorry that I didn't bring it with me right now, but there is, well, according to what's going on at this time, where they are allowing you to dip into your 401k and remove some of the funds without being penalized.
Because that was the deterrent, or not the deterrent, but the kind of earlier, before that, it's like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to take from the 401k because of the penalties and everything. But what you were saying earlier is, hey, how much do you have in your 401k? Because now would be the time, because they are irresponsible with it, and they can be even more irresponsible, especially during a time like this. So hey, if you got it, you can use it, and they're not going to penalize you like that.
Yeah, and now's the time.
See where you're going.
And think about it, is how much of an effect that would be on you for the people that are working with jobs, with pensions and 401ks. Well, that also affects the people that who don't have 401ks or pensions, because there's those tax dollars that are paying into that business.
I didn't know that until I was.
Yeah.
You're still paying, even if you don't have one,
you're still paying for it.
You're still paying for it. I'm like, they taking my money for everything.
Yep.
So we're sitting back, we're trusting a government, and now I guess with what's going on in today's time, we're starting to see. Well, I've been trusting who this entire time?
I kept telling people, like, man, they're gonna look out for number one, themselves. That's pretty much it.
And what's to say for you not to do the same? Think of your own. You know,
nobody's gonna take care of you more than you.
And nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, self-preservation, and that's exactly what's going on now. 100%.
So that would be my thing, is I would ask people, what is the hindrance? Whenever you do say that you have an opportunity somewhere, but you're willing to trust the company opposed to trusting yourself and your own dreams and your own passion. And
the only thing is, like with that, I only have one counter. You got some people that don't have those dreams because they just want to go home. They just want to go to work, make their check, and come back on now, what would you say to those folks?
Well, those are the folks, like I said, you sit down, or even with themselves, they got to question themselves. But at the end of the day, they got to live with themselves. There are some people out there that are content with doing this.
Yep.
They're content with this.
Yep. They'll
Okay.
do it till it's time to retire.
Yeah. They're content. They want to sit back. They got their TV. They got their houses. They got their kids running around making all the noise. Dancing wife, as long as she's, straight or good, they're fine. As long as they stand back on their couch and watch the game. Okay?
Yeah.
There's some folks that are like that. But what about the ones that, that have that feeling within that says there's more to life than just where I am at this point in time. There's other things that I want to accomplish or do that I have not done.
Yep. All right. So long story short, people, if you don't have a 401k, you don't want. I mean, how it works is essentially you pay into it, your company also pays into it, so you're making more money by doing that. So, and it's
At least a little bit.
a little.
But think about it though. A 401k. So you mean tell me I get to put my hard-earned dollars in at this point in time, and you're letting me so-called for free, right? I'm putting my money in.
I don't know
But now hold on. But down the line, when you're telling me, oh, here's a good point in time where you can kick back your feet up and you can live your life, you can finally do the things that you want to do with your hard-earned working money. But guess what? I'm gonna stop your ass if you touch it.
Yeah.
There's a certain point in time. Oh, you can only pull out a certain amount at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
So when the hell did it come cool for you to come tell me what I can and can't do and when to spend my funds?
Yeah. That's how it is.
Again, folks, you still ain't living free. You ain't.
No.
That ain't even freedom.
No, it's not. It's not.
Come on, man. It's a system that you in, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. So what they do with those funds is essentially gamble. That's all it is at the end of the day. You're paying money into
It's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
it is a Ponzi scheme. At the end of the day, so what it is that they'll take whatever funds you put in there and use that for the money.
You can escape it by the same thing that this man just said. You get out there, you go get you a business,
Yep.
and there is ways to do tax deductions. That's how the rich have been hiding their funds this entire time.
Yep.
They
Rich, I know some of us have heard it. The rich don't pay taxes. No shit. Because they educated themselves on how to maneuver and cash flow their funds.
Yep.
To the point where, guess what? They're not giving out their tax dollars. But you do have folks that are either in poor, that have poor income or middle-aged class, whatever you want to call it. They get upset at the rich because they don't pay taxes. I'm sorry, excuse my French, motherfuckers. That's why y'all asked me to figure it out.
Yep.
Education. But I agree. They don't teach this in school, no shit, because they want you to continue to be an employee, so you don't figure this shit out for
Schools are
yourself.
taking money from you anyway too.
Yes.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, who fed the schools the information to give to you? It's the fucking Federal Reserve. And that's a false, fake ass bank that's ever been all across America. It's not even a real bank.
It's not.
Jesus.
It doesn't exist.
Sorry if but it's real. And we've just been led astray this all our lives. But think about it. It's not just coming from you personally, but it's been fed to your parents, your parents, your grandparents. It's just all down the line.
Yeah. That's true. 100%. Now you see why I had him come on the show to talk about this. This is his game.
It's about risk. Like, hey,
It's all
they're risking your money, but are you willing to risk your money?
Yeah. So
it's going to be risked. No matter where or what.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's who do you trust with your financial future? Is it going to be you that you want to have control of your own financial, like your life and where you're going to go, or you're going to put it in the hands of somebody else? At the end of the day, that's what it's really about. You might get lucky and get somebody who will look out for you for, a little bit, but they're going to pocket a lot of it out of it. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to lose something.
Your financial advisor. Let me tell you what to do with your funds.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah, while he makes sure that his pockets are nice and he gives you your 10 to 12%, I guess, payout little dividend. Hey, you're earning tons of interest. You're making 12%. You're over. That's good. Well, idiot, if you were outside of him and you do your own shit, you probably could be making 28, 30%.
Yeah. Like I made, all I did, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, like I started out investing small, like $200, $300, something like that. I've already made like 800, like in the stock market. That's me.
And that's
that's me doing it by myself.
That's quadrupling.
That's my own. That's just like me planning out stuff for myself and just like thinking about companies that I like and doing my own research. And you know, I'm not gonna take it out. I'm not messing around with my stuff for like 10 years. You know, it's how you gotta do things. You don't want to just go in there and put money into it. Different strategies.
There's different strategies in there.
So my strategies has always been the long game. I know some people that'll do it. They'll like hit a stock, they know it's gonna jump up, and then take their money right out.
Yeah. So I give them an example. This is real. So how I got into the stock market, of course, I know there's my mother that was around, as I always told me about. My mother's earned a ton of money.
That's a lot of money.
A ton of money after the stock market. And she'll tell you after that that a white man who decided to come to her that she used to work for came to her and taught her about how to earn funds in the stock market. Okay, so that's my mother's background. All right. But for me, it was 2 years ago, okay? Is anybody familiar with Beyond Meat?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Beyond Meat is a plant-based meat, okay? I know going vegan.
I've had it before,
yeah, going vegan is like the thing now, you know, when most companies are starting to reach out to making Impossible Burger and all that good jazz, right? Mm-hmm. So Beyond Meat, they had an IPO, shot out there, $28, okay? Had a friend of mine who's vegan, and he told me about it. You know, I was like, okay, cool, man. Yeah, I've had Beyond Meat. Then the next day, it shot up to $48. I was like, okay, cool. You know what? Let me jump in on this. But I jumped in when it was $63, okay? $63 for one share, all right? So I said, fine, I'll buy one share. But then a month's time, that thing shot all the way up to $236. I cashed out. Wow. I turned $236 into $548 because I put it in other stocks. Well, yeah. I took $548. I turned that to $3,028. It just started growing but y'all hear what I just said? I only started out with $63. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all I put in there. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. I got into Neo. If you guys aren't familiar with that one,
he's the one.
Neo is a competitor for Tesla. I got in when it was $5. Now it's worth like let's say 14, 15.
So here's the other news facts because I know again the stock market is a big Ponzi scheme. Right now it's being pumped full of inflated. You know that's not real dollars. Okay? So here's the thing: I put all my money out of the stock market, and again, my philosophy, how I think, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. I have gold and silver now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Make sure it's real gold and silver. Some of these companies say, hey, buy gold, they'll send you some lead with gold plates.
I have real gold and silver.
Weigh that stuff, you know.
Real gold and silver. All right. If you want to, you can go out there and check it out. Probably at this time with this video, right now, an ounce of gold will cost you $2,028. An ounce of gold. 1 ounce of gold. $2,028. An ounce of silver right now is at $28. Let me tell you now, I bought in, I got like 4 gold coins. Bought them things at $1,700, $1,800. My silver coin, bought them at $17. Look at where everything is going right now. When more people start to find out that, you know, real money, actual money, that is real money. That's money that doesn't lose its value. Yeah. Not this fiat currency that we messing around with, and we were led to believe this $1 bill, this $20 bill is actually worth something. No, it's not. It's paper. Okay, it's just paper. We just learn it. Yeah. But those right there, it doesn't lose its value. So I'm hedging my funds with gold and silver. And like I said, you can go look at it yourself, but that's something that I'm doing. I'm positioning myself compared to what's going to happen, what's happening at this point in time. I keep going on. I want to talk. I jumped into my field. Now.
You sure did. Yeah. So, yeah, fiat currency, that's essentially, if you guys that don't know what that is, it's essentially what we use to exchange for goods and services now, which is your dollar bill, $20 bill, so it's not based off of anything.
It once was, not anymore, right?
The U.S. was taken off the gold standard in the 1970s.
Yeah. So your money
is not backed by a damn thing.
It's not backed by anything, but it's backed by faith.
Printed.
Thank you.
It's backed by faith.
Promissory note.
Right.
So I believe that this is worth $20.
I owe you all.
And he also believes.
Right.
So I also like, so as long as people believe that $20 bill is worth whatever good and service it is that we want to exchange it for, it's fine, whatever. So that's what Lucky is referring to there.
I want to do that one of these days. Just go somewhere with a $20 bill and say, hey man, I'm gonna give you $5 for that. Here. No, this is $5.
Yeah.
It's $5. Let's just see how much work I can go do with that, you know?
It's like, no, this is a 20.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I mean, so people, that's why I never did get when, people hurt each other over like paper money. So I'm like, come on, man, it's not even worth it. You believe it's worth that, so therefore it is worth that. It's really not.
And that's what's funny is because like other countries, because of the lie that was built, when their currency starts to weaken, they would go purchase U.S. dollars.
Base it on Dout.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exchange rates and all that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the whole world can go kaput.
Yeah, so the whole
People find out what
the whole plan.
Yeah.
And that's why, that, and the crazy thing is like Bitcoin.
We're screwed.
If you think about Bitcoin, like that's essentially
It's outside the system.
it's outside. It's fiat currency in its greatest purest form. I mean, because in actuality, it's digital dollars that you can't see it, touch it,
So that's
anything.
Right, but people are
Well,
putting money into it right now
with
because it's
that.
outside.
Yeah, so it's 11. I saw it online. It's worth like over $11,000 today.
Today?
Like, it doesn't even exist.
She was created 10 years ago.
10 years ago. I remember I could have got in on that too. I was like,
I
what?
remember hearing
There's no
that. Me
freaking
too,
way
dude.
people are going to fall for this. But, lo and behold. They did. I was wrong on that one. I was right about Tesla, but I was wrong about Bitcoin.
So is Bitcoin a bubble? Did it pop? You said it right. It's still worth $11,000.
It's 11. It's worth
And
11.
Is it bubbling, or do you think it's always been?
Well, right now we're in an era where it has that potential, and they said at some point in time this would happen. This might be the time too, where it's going to hit a 4-year stride, and just
already street.
it did. At one point in time, Bitcoin was $20,000. It and came back down.
Yeah.
So now again, they're waiting for that other stride, and they said that at this point in time, it's more than likely probably that 4-year stride where it'll hit again, and there it goes. So I give a little more to you here. So right now, and we all know China, like the leading, freaking country, they lead everything. They already have their own blockchain. Okay, they already have their own cryptocurrency. They already have all of that. Most right now over there, all of everything that they do right now is digital.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're already on the blockchain. Japan, they're already on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
who they waiting on? No, who they waiting on? Where we at?
Right.
All right, they're waiting on us.
But don't we have like 3 or 4 current digital currencies?
So here's the deal. No, we don't.
Bitcoin,
We don't.
Ethereum, and
That's not ours. None of that's ours.
oh, zero stuff.
No, ain't even that. It's nobody. So somebody generated a created.
Somebody
So
created.
here's the
In
deal.
the basement.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. So here's the deal.
That's all like,
Here's the deal. Banks did not take cryptocurrency. You couldn't go. I remember whenever crypto first came into
Nah,
play,
you
you couldn't
weren't
go
trying to
open
do
an account and say, "Hey, I want to open an account and I'm going to be depositing crypto." You will be denied.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the first bank to jump out there, it was this year that started to accept crypto, was Chase.
2020?
Yes. Chase.
I thought they've been doing it. Okay.
No,
No, they weren't.
Chase is starting to accept
wasn't-
cryptocurrency, and now
Retail would accept it, but not the banks yet. Okay.
No,
Gotcha,
everybody.
gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
So Chase is now not only accepting cryptocurrency accounts, but they are looking to create their own
I bet.
cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm sure that we're all aware that Mark Zuckerberg is already trying to create his own Facebook coin. It's called Blue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, it's real. He's trying to. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going for it. Okay.
He wants. Everybody wants all the money. That's
Yeah.
like, that's it.
Facebook is running the game.
I'm the type of man that want all the money.
Oh.
Yeah, it's don't stop. That's one thing I always told people. Like, going back to where I work at this like that. I remember when we started picking up business like really fast, and frontline folks like, man, we're just growing too fast, man. They gotta slow down. It's like,
Slow down for what?
what? Turn down for what?
I know.
Like, hey, we're gonna keep working. They gonna work us into the ground. Like, as things keep increasing, they're gonna put more pressure on you because that's more revenue that's coming in. They're not gonna stop. They don't want.
They have no reason to.
There's no reason to. They want to keep on increasing as much as they can while you can. It blew my mind that people didn't understand that concept. I was like, yeah, you stressed out. They probably stressed out too, but guess what? That money coming in, everybody's all right. Yeah, that's all there is.
Y'all
to
take
it.
me back to Mr. Puckett's economic class. This is depressing stuff. What up, Mr. Puckett? Coach Puckett. You can call him Mr. Coach Puckett.
Shouts out to Coach Puckett.
Yeah.
I did run into him a while ago. While I was coaching. So. Cool stuff. Oh man,
Right, so we're all depressed and inspired.
I'm not depressed at all. I'm ready to get my other companies out the way now.
I'm doing the company thing, but
Jeez,
just the weird way you're getting the green weenie from everybody is not very.
I mean,
that's what you call the government. The green weenie. You get the green weenie. What you get?
oh no, they do you coming and going, bro. Have y'all ever realized that everything that you do is taxed? Everything you do is taxed.
If you want to get into some conspiracy day-to-day type stuff, even living is taxed.
Yeah. Everything that you do from the time that you're born to the time you die.
Someone making money off it.
Somebody, no, the government is taxing that ass. Yeah, everything you do is taxed. And you get taxed buying stuff, you get taxed for working, you get taxed for driving, you get taxed for
tax for living,
tax for living, tax for the house that you live in. Yeah, there's nothing that you do that is not taxed. And so when people say, well, people aren't paying it, I'm like, man, they got enough. Man, I don't have to put money in the government's pocket. If I don't have to, I'm not. So yes, rich people not paying taxes does not bother me at all. My problem is that we all have to pay taxes on every single thing that we do. That is the true problem. So yes, if there's a way to move around that, by all means, do you.
Well, so I mean, as of today, we're all aware that President Trump has put in his executive orders, and one of the things that he did cut was payroll taxes, and he cut them immediately.
He did cut. Okay.
Yes, he cut them immediately.
So no one's getting. Oh,
so that's already a 7% increase on your check. It's more than likely you'll see your next check or the check after. If you're working for somebody.
Increase, it mean increase or increase?
No, yes. So all
your
net. Yeah, what you take home. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Wait. My own question with that, when tax season comes back next year.
I don't want to hear about that.
No. Because I hate the okie doke here. So, those
just
are.
Not to trust somebody.
Oh no, I don't trust anybody. I never fall for the okie doke here. Like, here you go. Bah! All right, no. So here's my issue with that. I don't know if it's an issue or not, but when tax season comes back around next year, are they going to count that as part of your taxes? Like you got to pay that back,
or is it temporary, like a semi-stimulus type of thing?
So right now it looks like where it is a. And it is. It's a temporary fix. No, it is a temporary fix for the stimulus.
Okay.
For that, it is that. However, and I might be saying this wrong now if I think about it, but that also cuts into your Social Security.
Yeah.
So it cuts that off.
And to be honest with you, though, Social Security is already dead.
Yeah. We ain't gonna see that. We ain't gonna see no Social Security. I ain't as financially as y'all. I'm like, I already know I ain't depending on Social Security.
Right.
And that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's
I'm just getting the money back. Like, hey, they take my money.
At this point, anybody who's working today, you're paying for people who are like
and baby boomers.
Yeah, you're paying for baby boomers, and guess what? By the time you get that age where it's time for you to retire, there's not going to be anything in Social Security.
So parents, y'all need to thank us. You're welcome.
But here's the thing. With us knowing that, think about the folks that are not that don't have that on their mind. What are you doing now for later down the road? Because it's going to come back.
Yeah. Like the boy Robert said, man, savers are losers, man. That's like you just think that
that's the thing that blows my mind. You can't save your way to rich.
No.
You can't save your way to
No,
wealth.
you gotta have to earn
You
it.
can't.
Yeah, it's too small.
Like when somebody tells me, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna retire by."
Unless you're trying to say, "Hey, I retired. I'm only like you said. You're only gonna if you're gonna get that much, you can live off it this long." But
Right.
Yeah.
so you plan on dying in 2 years? Then say.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. So you essentially planning on your demise.
Yeah, you can retire, you can live, but you only live out a decade.
Saved up
Live it up.
75.
What is that looper where they say you got a certain amount of time, you know you're gonna die?
I'm look past my money.
That's pretty much it. It's like once you do that, I mean, that's it. That you're done. I mean, that's why you can't really depend on like how much you save and how much you put back. You got to get it while you can.
And be smart with it and get it.
And be smart with it when you get it. Stop buying rims and
But you're
car
telling
speakers
people,
like
you're
that.
telling people to be smart and to be patient, which is two things that lots
Well, that's my
of
thing.
people don't have.
My thing is,
Or
I
not.
still believe that there's a way and there's a strategy there where you can be able to enjoy your quality of life and still be able to put money behind and invest in. It's all about strategically how you set it up.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We are not taught this as people. We're not. We're not.
No, I'm talking about as a whole society. I'm talking about the
Right.
United States.
But say that again, because this is not a black or white.
It's
I'm
not-
tired of that shit.
It's definitely not black and white.
Right, I'm getting tired of that shit.
It's not black and white. It is a societal
Yes.
thing in the United States.
Yes.
We are built to consume.
Right.
This is a consumer culture.
Consumer culture.
This is a consumer culture. You are put on it. You like the day that you're born. They want you to set you up to work not so you can like produce anything like that great, but so you can produce tax dollars and things like that. And once you do that, they want you to spend that money to put it back into the economy. So it's like you are whatever.
Cyclical.
It's a whole cyclical thing where you're gonna be broke. You live broke, you die broke, and so on and so forth. That's why it's so easy for you to come down in terms of how much you make and what you earn, but it's really hard to climb that line.
That's why it's so easy for you to spend, because you're conditioned to spend the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, like advertising and just the whole society in general is like, hey, what are you gonna use that money you just got on? Tax season comes up, turn on the radio. Hey, have you spent your tax return yet? Hey, put it down.
Yeah, it's
So while they are,
it's
giving
all
you helicopter money at this point in time as
Yeah.
stimulus, they're hoping you go back out there and run it. Spend the economy.
I was about to say that.
It's just like the Joker in Batman 1. It's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm giving away free money.
Yes.
And where is the Batman? Yeah, and then and what he do with all the people? He get gassed and shit.
Well, they were going for money. They didn't even realize they were getting gas.
Yeah, so it's all the open though, man. It's all the open though. Oh, I'm gonna give you guys $1,200.
That's why I learned everything.
And where? It's like, man, $1,200. What's that gonna do? And what everybody do with their little check? They went out and bought some TVs and stuff and put that right back into the economy. That's all they did. Well, so-called. That's why you had that big old pump into the economy. It's like because people took that little money they got, they went right over to whatever electronic store they could find and bought electronics, TVs, and other stuff like that.
Yeah, I find it funny because there is another, because I'm part of Robinhood too, but some of the statistics show that for the Robinhood investors, they took that stimulus and they invested it in the company, back into the companies, and all of a sudden, this is why we keep telling everybody kind of watch the market, because it's going to crash again.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are going to lose that shit
They
again
done
too.
bubbled the market too.
If you look at there's a chart that I like to show people. You see where the market is and the economy's going. Like the market's going up, but the economy's down. And actually, here's what's going to happen with that.
That's a bad
The market's going to follow the economy eventually.
It's got to.
I mean, right now we're living in this whole like inflated. Yeah, and people don't realize that. So people always mistake two things when it comes to Trump. Or your boy. I don't know if your boy.
Yeah, my boy, you said I'm proud.
All right, so let me tell you where people fuck up with your boy. He is really good for the market. He is terrible for the economy. I tell people that all the time. Everybody always thinks that he's good for the market and the economy. The reason why he's good for the market is because everybody in Washington knows that that's their boy. He gonna let them do what they do. All right, so hands down, and they're absolutely right. But when it comes down to the market and it comes down to the economy, not so good. You see how many deals he getting messed up with the farmers and people across the planet and stuff like that. He's fucked them up. He's fucking everybody.
So one of these days, not even one of these days, I'll tell y'all a little sooner. There's a reason for that too. It's not. I'm gonna tell you now. What looks like you think is just rhetoric, it actually is not. There's a reason behind a lot of that. There really is. Okay.
Okay.
So there's been some foul shit that's been going on for quite a long time.
I believe it.
For the longest. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Only thing that's saving our ass is the orange Gambino that everybody likes to call him. He's the only one that's actually saving your ass and you don't know it. Cause I'm be honest with you. There are other individuals, sickening individuals, other worldly individuals who are really after you, but he's just in the way.
Okay, no, I don't do conspiracy theories.
Stop. And I'm aware of that because see, I'm gonna say this: things that don't sound logical to you, you cast it out.
No. I just want empirical evidence and that's what I want.
I'm not done because there is empirical evidence.
I need it.
Okay, there is there.
Okay.
There is there. The thing is, are you gonna take your own mind out of the fucking?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like let's make things clear. Like not only am I an atheist, I'm also a hardcore anarchist too. That means like I don't play for anybody's team.
That's fine. I'm not even. See, here's the thing. I'm not even saying that I'm playing for somebody's team. It's the fact, like I said, it's based off of my research that I found.
They're great. I'm saying share it with the team.
I'm all for it. Of course. You know what I'm saying? And I can share it till my face turns blue.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm asking.
But like I said, it's up to those of the masses whether or not you want to take it in for it or not. All I'm saying is what's done in the dark will come to the light.
I agree.
And all things come out through the watch. You just have to watch for it.
All I'm saying is
that's all.
All I'm saying is if you say these things, you got to present us with some data that supports it. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying
like I said, is whether or not you
you just essentially told me there's a boogeyman.
But that's what I'm saying. But essentially what I'm saying is not to take my word for it. Of course, you take no man's word. You do it yourself. And even if you wanted to even take any type of believance in what I'm saying, it's still up to you whether or not you want to do your own research.
And I will. And that's all I'm saying. It's like, all right, you said it. Can I get some stuff to look back on it? That's all I said. I never said
unravel the shit though. That's fine. I will do so.
Please do. I mean, you don't have to do it tonight.
I tell you, I want to hit that send button in a heartbeat.
Because
I ain't trying to be up all night again. Off of you, Lucky.
No, like I said, I mean, I have no problems like taking any side of the argument. Like
But there's something that the both of you just said. That a certain individual has spoken out, and even though within some of his rhetoric, some of their lying truth, but he got painted as crazy.
Who? Biden?
No.
He's nuts.
No.
Are we still talking about worst guy?
No. The both of you had mentioned somebody either while we were on this or a little earlier. You mentioned someone that came out. Matter of fact, you said you talked about in the last show. The last show, y'all talked about somebody that came out and spoke.
Oh.
Huh?
Nicholas Cannon.
No, not that one.
Oh, Kanye?
Thank you.
Oh.
Alright?
Yeah.
And so this is what I'm saying, is that majority of the time when there's somebody that comes out and talks too much or says too much or actually speaks the truth, you will be painted as either one, you're crazy, or two, they will take your motherfucking ass out.
Well, yeah, that happens with a lot of people all the time, especially our black women. Yeah, that happens all the time. Nobody's gonna argue that one down. Kanye, I think I told you guys about this one too. This was like when he said the whole thing like slavery was a choice. I said I agreed with him, but he was right for the wrong reasons. We can talk about that for another time. And then there's some other stuff about him. What I think Kanye does, he surrounds himself with a lot of black intellectuals, but he's clearly not a black intellectual. So he'll say stuff that he heard, but not quite like when he puts it out to other people. He doesn't
package it.
he doesn't package it the right way. Like, you know, so he'll just say stuff.
That's true, but I also think that he's been exposed to certain things too as well.
Yeah.
And whether or not if it's messing with him mentally to the point where he's like, you know what, this is not right, and I decide to say something. It's like you said, it may not articulate it in the best way.
Yeah.
It come out sounding like bullshit, and it's like, oh, there's all this crazy ass stuff.
Like you said, they'll get painted with a broad brush like we do every time.
Yeah.
Not we, I am.
Yeah. So when I hear him talk, like, you know, like I said, that interview that he had, like I just heard like a 5-second clip.
Yeah.
And then you go back and hear the whole thing. I said, I know what he's trying to say, but he said that like he's a clown, but he's not wrong. That's what that's like, oh my God, he needs to either he needs a spokesperson or something, or a
publicist, or
he needs a coach, something.
What his wife do,
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's the one that got the leash on him. That's a different topic for another time. And I said I'm gonna leash celebrities along this episode. I do love this episode, man. It was
absolutely.
Jeez.
Yeah, thank you for.
But we definitely need to. But we definitely need to
unpack probably already. How long have we been here for? 3 hours?
Nah, this has been a lot. It's like an hour conversation at the very least. But I do want to unpack this stuff. Like I just don't like somebody saying something. And then, like, you know, okay, cool. Tell me more about it. And it's like, okay, there's a boogeyman.
Yeah, we want to have the whole everything.
Yeah. So, I don't dismiss stuff that people say, but I do challenge it.
Sure.
I'll say that. So, like, if there's somebody out there that Orange Man in charge is keeping that big, sure, I'll hear that. I do want to hear about that because, like I said, every trend that I've ever seen, like it's always been the economy's been going down and the market's been going up. And you know, when the last, I want to say, since a little bit before Obama took office, the economy and everything has been going up. And then right now, you've been seeing things trickle down. That's 2 different.
Before Obama, even with him, our ass is being sold.
Oh yeah, no, we've been sold for it. That's
right, and all he did was be a puppet and stand right in between.
Oh no, and one thing I'll always say this too: no president in the course of history has had anything to do with the economy. Like nobody wants to tell them.
They don't have all
they
don't power. They're just the head guy.
Yeah, they don't have anything to do with the economy whatsoever. That is bullshit that people tell you all the time.
It falls on them so they can
if you do try to go against the system, they will kill your ass. They did it to 2 presidents already.
Yeah. Man, I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, this president screwed up. And that's never happened.
Come on.
Nah, that's never happened. All right. Are we good? I think we're good.
I'm good. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Lucky tired of yelling. Look at
I'm trying to make up for the last episode.
I already got 2 minutes from the board. I'll give you some more time.
Yo. All right. So, I'm going to be out next week. I got to head out of town. But we can definitely do this again sometime soon. We'll come up with another topic and unpackage that. Thank you guys for coming out to the show. Wake Up with Sol Dout, Luck, Antonio Banderas. I mean, I can't Banderas. I'm just messing with him.
Aaron.
That's some A name. I told you guys I'm shit with names all the time.
It's all good. It's good to be here every time.
Even though he's been on here 3 episodes already, I still call him like all kinds of like A-Ron.
Yeah.
A-Ron. A-Rod. Yeah.
That was a very good show. It's good to be here. I'm glad we did it again and didn't give up and quit.
Nah, we're going to be here forever. It'll be 1 million episodes. And after that, it'll be 100 million more.
Yes.